Hello everyone, I'm Abhinav Gupta, the CEO of DepX, and today we're going to take a look at how DepX automates the migration process from AWS to GCP. So let me just show you how you can add a CSP. So if you come here, if you click on the source CSP, you can click on create CSP. You can select any one of these. If you say GCP, then it's going to give you a list of prerequisites. Click on next, and then here you can give it a name. Let's say test GCP, and you can also choose a file your credentials file, and then you can upload it. Click on submit. uh, that CSP gets added right here. Similarly, for any other CSP that you want to add, you can just come here. Same process for Azure. Go through these steps, uh, populate these settings, and then you are good to go. For AWS, we have two options. We have cognito-based connection, and we have the permanent security credentials flow. Uh, if you go with the permanent security credentials flow, you can just come here. You can pass in a CSP name. Let's say test AWS, and then you can upload your CSV file right here, the credentials CSV file right here. This is only recommended for migrations, and this is not recommended for our chat platforms. So yeah, so add the CSPs accordingly. So let's go back to the original migration step. If you can just come here, you can just click your source AWS account as your source as AWS account and your target as GCP. You can just click here and see the migration matrix. You can see that when we move from AWS to GCP, these are all the supported resources. We have also recently added support for databases as well. You can also come here and select which resources you want to migrate. Again, databases is fairly new, but it will be reflected pretty soon in this list as well. And then once you're ready to migrate, you can just click on this button and the migration process starts. We can just come in and we can just see that at this point in time, DepX is mapping all the resources. It takes a while to map all the resources in our source cloud. So we will come back once that step is done. All right, we should be done with the mapping part. So let me just refresh. And here we have all of our resources right here in front of you. If we can go through this one by one, we can see that I have one EC2 instance in the AP South region, two of them in AP South 2. Similarly, my buckets, I have a couple of buckets in AP South 1, US East 1. Then we can go through our VPCs, subnets, and security groups. While this is happening, now that we have mapped all the resources in our source, DepX will start creating corresponding resources in the destination, which is GCP, and it will start moving the data as well. That takes a fairly longer time, so we'll come back once that step is done as well. All right then, so let's take a look at our destination resource. Let's see how many of them are done already. Okay, then now let's take a look at our compute. So in our compute, you can see that the resources in AP South 1 have been mapped and created in Asia South 1 in GCP. And you can also see that this is the ID of the resource, but it is linked to this specific resource ID in the source. So this is the source resource ID. It's mapped to the specific resource in the destination. So you get all of this information in the DepX dashboard itself. Similarly for your buckets are also created in the corresponding destination, your VPCs, subnets, and security groups. So this way, DepX is able to map and migrate all the resources from the source to the destination. It's still taking a while to wrap up a few resources, should be done in some time. All right, now that the entire process is done, now we can take a look at the other aspects of the DepX platform. The first thing is, of course, logs. You can see that these are logs of all the resources that were migrated one by one. You can obviously download this as a text file as well, but the data is right in front of you. You can download a report. So if you download a report, you can see what all resources were migrated from the source and which corresponding resources were created in the destination. And other than that, we also have various other settings, like you can take a look at the global overview of all of the migrations in your organization. This is created on demand. This dashboard reflects all the migrations that have been done so far in your organization. So total number of migrations, what are the metrics of each of those migrations, how many resources were successfully migrated on average for all the migrations, what was the average duration of your migrations, how many resources failed per migration. You can see all of those metrics right here. Similarly, on a per resource basis, you can see those metrics right here. You can just come here to the settings. You can also map the regions manually. So let's say that if you want to change the mapping of AWS US East 1, and you want it to be mapped to another region in GCP. So you can just come here, you can click on this region, and then it will set that specific mapping for you. So you can also control the mapping of the regions for yourself for each specific data center. Similarly, you can also there are a bunch of policies that you can enforce. Of course, these policies can be customized according to the company's requirements, but yeah, but for our default policies, these are all the policies that we have in place. That pretty much concludes everything that we have to show. Thank you so much for watching.